Hi, welcome to Oregon. We're going to do a little wine tasting today. I'm Mike Normart, and this is Vino-Rater. To continue our day 3 of our Willamette Valley wine tasting trip, we took a trip to Alexana Winery. In 2005, Dr. Revana met Lynn Pinner-Ash, the owner of Pinner-Ash Wine Cellars. He shared his love of the great wines of Burgundy, and they became fast friends. In the spring of 2005, Dr. Revana enlisted Lynn's expertise to begin a search for the perfect piece of land in order to produce Pinot Noirs that could rival those from Burgundy. His search ended with an 80-acre estate that was largely unplanted, and Lynn agreed to make his wines at her facility for the first 7 years until his 3-level winery was completed in 2012. We were met at the tasting room by our host, Mike Duffy. We experienced amazing wines, took a tour of the facility and winemaking practices, and generally learned a ton of info and rich history from Mike. We also had the good fortune to taste some wines from other wineries that are part of the Revana group, including a great Cabernet from Revana in Napa Valley and an awesome Malbec by Corazon del Sol from Argentina.
So these are just 3 of the 18 soil types we have on property, split up just like the vineyard, where we have, and we're actually looking at it this way. So we have the East Block, that's going to be volcanic soil. This one is called Jory, which is a volcanic soil. So actually, I was doing it like this because we're sitting right here. Looking out that way. Yeah.
Perfect.
So Jory, volcanic soil, actually the most prominent soil found in the Dundee Hills. That's why they call them the Red Hills of Dundee. And that oxidized iron is coming from, or actually the red coloration is coming from the oxidized iron. That's why you get that red coloration. And that's why they call them the Red Hills of Dundee. And also I found out recently that is the state soil of Oregon. I didn't know places had state soils. In the middle here, this one's called Witzel, found in the landslide portion of the vineyard, the middle part where you have the big tree and the pond. And this soil is also volcanic, but very, very different because it's younger. Right? This one's been exposed for 17 million years. This one only 7 million years. So the iron in this soil is yet to oxidize and turn the color of rust. It's still the color of iron. Come back in 10 million years, it'll be the same color. And then over here, that one's called Willikenzie, which is a marine sedimentary soil, which you find in our West Block. And generally, like I said, only find marine sedimentary soil under 300 feet. Our vineyard, I mentioned, goes from 500 feet down to 360, the West Block specifically. And we are on a fault line, so it is an uplifted marine sedimentary soil. And we are one of 2 vineyards to actually have marine soils in the Dundee Hills. You generally only find volcanic. Very lucky to have that. By our first winemaker, Lynn Pinner-Ash. So everything just kind of makes sense, very functional, very constant flow, where it's gravity flow. So those wood doors open up during harvest. All of this sorting equipment right here goes up there. The fruit gets triple hand sorted, drops down onto the fermentation deck, and it drops into one of these micro fermenters. So this stainless steel vessel. The reason we use stainless steel is because we want to be able to control the temperature. So you see like these dimples on the side. This is a glycol jacket welded to the outside of the tank where we can control the temperature where we want to do a cold soak, right? So once you get the juice out of the grapes, you need to extract color because in a Pinot Noir grape, you squeeze it out, it's white juice. You can make a white wine out of Pinot Noir. So to get color, you leave the skins on. It's a process called maceration. Think of like a tea bag sitting in the juice. And if fermentation is happening, it's bubbling, it's alive, you don't really get as good a color out. So if you chill the wine down, or juice at this point, chill it down to keep the yeast dormant, you extract color a lot better. So we'll do a cold soak. So we use the glycol jacket to keep it nice and chill. We'll extract color out of the skins. And then once we're done with that, we'll let it warm up. Fermentation will start. And then we'll keep an eye on that, usually about 14 to 26 days of fermentation. Once that's done, all we have to do, because we're gravity flow, we can hook a hose up to this, hook a hose up to one of the tanks down there, and all we have to do is open the valve. And then and we have some aging vessels over here.
So how long does the wine usually stay in these vessels?
14 to 26 days, depending on what we're seeing. And then for aging, we can either age in stainless steel, for like some brewery, we can age in oak, or we can age in one of our new concrete tanks. We had 2 custom-made concrete tanks out of Sonoma in 2019.
That's what that looks like. We heard about that.
We've heard about concrete
And
tanks.
actually, the state wines I poured for you, the 19 and the 21, were aged in a quarter of each, used in neutral French oak, as well as 25% that concrete tank. And so, classically, you have oak, which is porous in nature, so it allows for micro-oxygenation, softening up the wine a bit, similar to a cork in a bottle, but it also adds oak flavor. Stainless steel, great way to not get too much oak flavor, but you're also not getting oxygenation. So concrete, right in the middle, you get the oxygenation without the oak flavor, so it's a good middle ground.
Wow. You were kidding.
Oh my God! So this is the first smell of. Oh my goodness!
This is the 2023 vintage sleeping.
Wow.
Every barrel still block by block, where we haven't mixed them yet. So you can see, if you walk over here, you'll see there's a code on every barrel. It tells you exactly where it's coming from. So this is 2023 vintage. Kinney Ranch is our off-site property. Pinot Noir is the grape. Block 2 and 3. Clones, Pommard, and 115. So every one of them completely separate. And so even if it's the same block, same clone, but different barrels, this barrel could be medium toast. This could be medium plus. This could be from Damy. This could be from Caduce, different cooperages. So you're getting different qualities because, certain cooperages can get wood from different forests, which have different pore sizes in the wood. So there's so many different variables. And it gives us a little more ingredients stored.
Too bad you couldn't get the smell on the video.
And so this is our little sample block. So, if we want to try a new clone in the vineyard, we're not going to plant 2 acres on a block and, hope it works. We're going to make sure it works first. So every row is a different clone that we have planted in the vineyard. So you can see this one is Vadensville, which is the first ever clone planted in Oregon, 1965 by David Lett. You have Pommard over here, which is from the Pommard region of Burgundy and is the most widely planted clone in the valley. And then 115 and so on and so forth. Not much to see difference-wise between those yet, but when we have fruit on here, you can see the different physiological structure of the cluster. So we are double DO style pruning, which means every year we pick one shoot where all the rest of the shoots will come out of. So this woody shoot that all the buds are coming out of, last year it was one of these. And what these are going to do, these are going to grow straight up. We're going to use vertical shoot positioning, which just means putting it up here through the wire. And that way the fruit zone is right here and the canopy stays upright.